fight, fright, flight. 3 modes that we go into before we awake, during our awakening. There's phrases that we really don't realize we do, but maybe we do. But I know. I'm pointing those out because those are things that we encounter all at once, all 3 at once, 2 of them together, one by himself. It's amazing how we go into those modes, different parts of our beingness in daily life. And sometimes we just go through those days without any of that, and which is amazing and great. But fight is when you can't believe someone did that. You're just like, I can't believe they said that, or they did that, or I did that to myself. And you're in fight mode, and you just want to defend yourself and react and push and defend yourself and give reasoning, and you're angry, and you're just in fight mode, and you're just defensive, and you just can't believe that you have to deal with this, and that it happened, and that it's part of part of your day, of your moment, those moments. Fright mode is when what's the word? Fright. You're worried, you're tense, and you're just frightened. And you wish it just never happened, whatever it is. It could be a trigger of someone saying something not going your way that you thought should happen, or you're more defensive, and you just want to put up your guard, put up the walls, and you're frightened that this is it. I can't believe this, and you think this is the end all. This is the whole answer, or you give it a conclusion when there isn't one, and you're frightened, and you're just upset, and you're tense, and you're worried. It's a lot about being worried, and that is something that we need to be less of, worried. And flight mode, I'm sure we all have been there. You just want to take off. You want to get out of it. You want to run away. You want to pack your bags and jet out. And you think that's the solution. It's like, if I just go, I'm good. But you really sometimes have to process something, go through something before you go taking off. Because you're not helping yourself, and you're not helping the situation, because guess what? It's going to all happen again. And you're going to be in flight mode again. So, those different phrases, especially when you're more awake and aware of who you are and your feelings, you're better at being able to control how you feel and how you react in fight mode, fright mode, or flight mode. And sometimes you're in fight and flight, or fight and fright, or fright and flight, or you're just in one each individually on their own. I've been there. And I can tell you this, when you're there, and it's so great when you're aware of your feelings that you can pause for a second and react in the most positive, caring, loving way for you. Because we're gonna continue to interact with some of those things and deal with those contrasting situations, because they are part of our growing. And to really understand how contrast helps you grow is sometimes hard to understand. And you want to go in flight mode. Just be like, no, I don't want to deal with this. I just want to have goodness and happiness and good times and wealth and health and abundance and good times and love and all that. And it's like, work within, and everything without just falls into place. And when you're in fight mode, really take a breath before you react and shout and argue or try to justify anything. Because sometimes you don't even need to do any of that. Just breathe, and you will come up with your inner spirit helping you to respond in the most better way for you. In fright mode, you become more calm and you realize, what am I to be scared of? And why am I frightened? And you will ask yourself, why am I frightened of this? Why do I want to be in fright mode? This isn't helping me. It's not serving you, you know? And flight mode really doesn't help you if you run away before you actually get through the solution. And there's always good solutions. And sometimes they're not of your solution, but your higher power has a better solution. And sometimes it may take a while. And believe me, sometimes those time spans are long, and sometimes they're short and instant and spontaneous. But that's not for us to try to calculate and put into perspective. We really, for ourselves, love ourselves and trust our inner being, and trust our universe, trust your God, trust life, and know that it's working out and that things are better, because for one, you're aware of your feelings, and if you're in any of those modes, you can stop and take a moment and just be like, wait a minute, let me just not react from this. And sometimes it takes only a few seconds. It doesn't take like 5 minutes. You can really get better and better at just not being in those modes and taking off with them without really being more aware and within yourself and holding your true self and being who you really are, which is loving, good-spirited, and just a better person, a better being. And believe me, those three modes, they serve us, and we need to work with them, not against them. Don't be frightened. Please don't be frightened of those three. And don't be frightened if you're in all three of those modes at some time in your life when things aren't going how you think they should have gone, or even just because maybe something is reoccurring and you're attracting what you don't want. Then, hey, sit back and relax and understand, and just, go through the process, filter it through, and, give yourself a better pat on the back to be aware that, hey, I'm in fight mode, and why do I want to defend this and beat someone up or put my fist up and, and then sometimes you might laugh at the fact that you're in fight mode, because it's like, what am I fighting about? It really isn't all that serious, and it wasn't even that personal. I'm taking it personal. It's like you're taking it further than it actually is, even if it is from someone who is, poking, prodding, or pushing you to your limit and triggering you. You don't have to go in fight mode. You can be your better you and definitely take it to a higher level. But, realize that we all go through those modes, those emotions randomly. And we are all good to be able to get through those in a better feeling mode, a better feeling position towards yourself, for sure, because you really want to come out feeling good to yourself through those situations, fight, fright, or flight. And, you have a better outcome, and you really feel good when you just process and allow things to evolve, and allow yourself to evolve, and to be able to take care of things and take care of yourself in such a much easier, calming process. So, really be easy on yourself when you're in those modes. And that's something I frequent sometimes, and I'm like, why did I attract that? And want to go in flight mode about it, because I'm like, why am I doing this? But you really start to really understand how you feel, and more you want to focus on, and how more positive you want to focus on yourself, and focus on your dreams and things that are happening, and just really put more positive aspects and be thoughtful for yourself. So, that it just really helps to filter through and process. And then, you go on and you're like, you feel so much lighter and better because you didn't fight. You didn't go into fright and you didn't fly out of there. So, I hope you can understand those different phrases that I've just explained in so many different ways. But there's so many different versions. And we all experience them, even when you're more enlightened than ever. It's part of our process and it's part of our growth. And it's part for us to really work with and appreciate and really understand how empowering those moments are. Because we have those moments, right? So work with them. Work within and work with all your situations to feel good and to be the better you, who you are, because you are better every day. And the love just gets better and better. So don't be hard on yourself and really just look in the mirror and really smile and see how far and how well you're doing. Just looking at yourself and feeling that goodness and that smile and that beauty, you're great. And those phrases might help you understand sometimes when you're going through something, and you'll take a breath and be like, okay, I can process this. And you will. So till the next time, be good to yourself.